Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the TRF podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, wonderful panelists and viewers at home. Good to have you back. My name is Olugbenga Ogunle, and we're back again on navigating marriage. We had spoken in the first 2 episodes about money. So much for money. Now, let's discuss another angle. Let's discuss the in-laws. And I'm joined again by, you already know, close to 80 years of marriage experience on this panel. You're welcome, Mommy Boris Ade. You're welcome, Ma.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Daddy Adeyera.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Victoria Adeyemi.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, all of you. Welcome. So let me give you a background about the in-laws. You know that we're from Africa naturally. Right, and then marriages are contracted between families, isn't it? I think I've seen in movies where I can a guy just gets in love, falls in love with a girl, and then just go to the church to get married. They just get married. I think I've seen that in movies, in foreign movies. That happens a few times. But where we are from, there are always families, relationship between families before they can then say, let's exchange, let's give our children's hands in marriage. And then there comes the responsibility, if you like, of maintaining those relationships. Now, of particular interest is the mother-in-law, that is the mother of the husband and the wife. Over the years, we have seemed to discover that it's always been quite tricky to have the mother of the husband and the wife exists in total peace. Now, I saw a skit recently. I saw a guy on the dining table. He was sat waiting for food. A younger woman who I think will be his wife brought the food. As he was about to start eating, an older woman, I think his own mom, then brought food and pushed her aside. Said, "Take that rubbish thing away. This is the proper food.
This is the one you eat.
This is what you should eat." You see how such an acrimony that is in the atmosphere in there. Yes. So, Mommy, let me start with you. What has your experience been as a mother-in-law to son or sons? Has it been the one I've described, or has it been and what is really why is there tension? Why is there always tension?
Oh, thank you very much. I think, where do I start now? Well, unfortunately, when I got married, I didn't have mother-in-law.
Did you say unfortunately or?
Unfortunately.
It's unfortunate.
Would you have been happy to have a mother-in-law?
No, because
You're
I
just
don't know
happy that
whether
it didn't happen.
The thing is, some people are lucky. The mother-in-law will take you as your own child, your daughter. So I don't know which one I will have fallen into, but I never even met her. So that's why I say, well, unfortunately. But I had brother-in-laws. I didn't have much problem with them. It's their children. They were the problem. You know this? Okay, I'll tell you. Some of them, they came to us, we trained them, but they will carry story, the one they hear, the one they see, the one they don't see, to their parents. And on the other side, wife is always the robot. So quarrel will come. Why did you do this? You didn't call my daughter special name. You didn't call my son special name. And unfortunately, in my own family, we were not used to calling our wives. They don't normally give us special name. We call them either sister or whatever. You understand? So it's like.
Sorry, what do you mean by special name?
Like
Aduke.
Okay, so let me give you a bit of background to that. I think because of the way we are as our culture, when a wife comes into the family,
they want you to respect them, give them special name. You don't call them by their own name.
Yeah, it's disrespectful to call.
I look at all of them as my junior sisters.
Because they were
But
younger than you.
very, very. But they did not accept me
I
like
get
that.
it now.
They wanted me, their mother wanted me to be calling
Auntie something.
either auntie
Yeah.
or whatever. And I find it very difficult. So there was a bit of issue. I never had any problem with my husband. They caused problem. They caused that problem. The first fight, they caused it.
Wow.
So that time, I had to take my ground. I said, I don't want anybody in my house. If you want to do anything for your niece or nephew, let everybody to your tent. Oh, Israel. I don't want headache.
Interesting.
So
Wow.
that's it. But now, with my own children now, I'm now a mother-in-law,
And the grandmother.
grandmother, by the special grace of God. I've got different experiences,
Okay.
among them. Background as well, again, it matters. My first daughter-in-law, she's fine, but at a stage, sometimes all this, our younger generation,
Thank you.
they pretend a lot.
I get it.
They pretend a lot as if, oh my God, they are super
They're angelic.
but once they get in now, you now see their true picture.
Yeah.
Wow,
no.
wow.
So with my first daughter-in-law, I never had any quarrel with her, but with her own attitude, some people that she has spirit of anger. Let me just put it that way. And so it's bring us a little bit of problem. How do we solve this problem now? We have to pray. We have to cancel her. Every little thing. What I even thought that this girl, she will say, I have the best mother-in-law. It was the opposite. It was the opposite. It's because I was shocked when certain things happened. But we just thank God that through prayer, we're able to resolve it, and we are still praying. So that's about that. The second one, I don't have any problem with her. I don't even poke nose anyway. I rarely go to my children's place to say, I want to go and spend holiday or whatever. No, unless there is a genuine reason, like maybe they put to bed or they want to do birthday or something like that. I enjoy my home
And your husband.
perfectly well. Because the thing is that I have my own routine. Like I want to sleep in the morning, but
Okay.
they want to wake up
I think of the
early.
children.
You know that I can sleep very late. Usually I sleep very, very late because of my own night duty. That one has changed my own pattern of sleeping and waking. I sleep in the morning.
By the way,
now I want
mommy has been a nurse all her career, so that's a nice
So-
duty she's talking about.
Now, if I want to help them now, okay, like the first one, before I wake up, she has already even taken care of her baby. What I've come for,
Is
she
there.
Done it.
has not allowed me to do the work now because I have to wait, I have to sleep, take my own time. We are not going anywhere. Why can't you wait for me to wake up and look after the baby? But the other one now, that one will cuckoo carry the baby, put on you. So the baby will sleep with me, so no problem. I look after the baby and we understand each other. Those who like cooking, those who don't like cooking, they will tell me, Mommy, this is what I want you to cook for us. Fine, I love it. Right? And then the other one now, the younger one, she's fantastic. You won't even know that this one, she's from a rich family because she's very quiet. She hardly talks, right? I enjoy all of them anyway, but I know their do's and don'ts. All of them. So, and we just walk along this is the way we want. So, I don't really have problem with them because me too, I'm not a troublemaker. I know I'm not a troublemaker at all because I want peace and I love peace. And I try to let them know that this home is a home of peace. We don't want any I can. So that's my own experience. Anyway, that's my experience.
That's a lot of
And
experience.
we thank God.
That's a lot of
We
experience.
thank God. So, and my daughter too, she's fine, with her siblings. They are
good.
They are good.
Happy family.
So that's all I can say. I don't have the nasty type of experience anyway.
Okay, we'll find out why. We'll find out why. Okay. So Daddy, let me come to you now. What has your experience been as you got married, as a young married man, from bachelorhood to marriage? You just got introduced to in-laws of different people that you never met. Was there a problem with your mom, your wife at the beginning? How has it been?
Thank you very much. I think I see myself as one of the luckiest, let me put, in terms of enjoying the in-laws. Yeah, because even when we had our first baby, my mother, my wife's mom, they sleep on the same bed.
Your mother
in our house.
Your wife's wow, the two mothers-in-law.
Yeah, they came together. They stay in our house, to look after the baby, to help my wife. They live very well. The thing is that I just quickly want to point out is this: if a man or a woman is responsible in the family before marriage, after marriage, if you cut away that responsibility, there's going to be a big problem with the in-laws. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. If you used to be responsible for your family, and suddenly after marriage, you want to try and say you want to cut those responsibilities because you are married, you are directly giving your spouse problem. Because they will come to believe that it is the other spouse that made you to stop all those responsibilities. How do we navigate that? You have to know the way to help yourself to be able to be responsible in the house and be able to know how to manage your family and the in-laws. I'll use myself as an example.
It's getting more difficult now.
Yeah, it is. It is a complicated problem if you don't manage it well. Like for me, like Mommy said, the kind of background we had, they will expect your wife to call your younger one, your own sibling, names. They don't want you to call them by their first name. They want your wife to respect them. Even when they are so in age, you can't compare them. But they still want your wife to respect them. Of course, respect is reciprocal. You can respect them. I'm not saying one should not respect. But the generation we have, you don't have to be calling them another name instead of calling them by their first name. The thing is, the way you portray your spouse, especially man now, the way you portray your wife to the family is the way they will see that wife. So it is now the responsibility of the man to portray your wife in a way that they will respect your wife. And now, again, it is the responsibility of your wife to portray you to her home family the way they will respect the husband. Absolutely love what if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because if you don't do that, your family will not respect your wife. The family of your wife will not respect you as a man. So it depends on how you portray yourself. So, what am I saying? I give one example. If my wife gives her mom something now, let's say money, the mom will call me and say, that is, thank you very much. She's not even calling the daughter. Until the wife will say, it's me that gave you now. And she will say, yes, I know.
But
thank you also.
But
I know. You know that kind of thing.
Impute, yeah.
That's the kind of relationship we enjoy. So that's why I say I am so lucky. The mother, my wife's mom, that's my in-law, my mother-in-law, sees me as her own son. In fact, she will always say, that's my first son. That's what she calls me. She will say, oh, it's my first son, because my wife is the first child. And I'm older than the wife. So she will say, you are my first son. And we have been enjoying that relationship. So the only thing I have said, there must be boundaries and limitations. When we allow the family, the in-laws, either from, even my family or her own family, we must put a boundary. We don't have to make everything known to them.
Okay.
Or yes.
Let me pause you a little bit now.
Okay.
Before we get into that
area, okay.
There is something that you said first that what did you not say that? Yeah, so if you were doing things for your family before and you got married
and you stop it.
Yes. I want us to be practicable.
Yeah.
Now, you were a bachelor before.
Yeah.
You didn't have responsibility. You were not even probably paying rent. You're living in your father's house.
Yes.
You just now got married. You have now realized that you have to feed for this woman that you have gone to say, I want to marry. You're the one that she sat in her house doing nothing. You're the one that went to knock the door and say, come and live with me.
Yes.
Provide for her. Yeah. Now you now have an added obligation in terms of money. Your probably has not even doubled.
Yeah.
You really can't do all of the things you were doing before.
Yes.
People should they not understand with you that this boy, because you're actually a boy, this boy's life has now changed. I think we should not expect so much more from him. Let's understand with him. Let him settle down. He now needs to start paying rent, start buying food. He's now being responsible, and then he's not having kids. So should they still be expecting those things?
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, they will not understand. Yes.
But everybody went through that, so everybody
they
should understand.
Don't understand. The only thing they will understand is being able to do a little you can do for them with communication.
Communication.
Oh, so don't stop it. But
if you stop it, there will be a problem. But try to be able to play in between. Do a little you can do for them. You can't stop it, or there will be problem if you stop it. You must be able to take them as part of your family as well, because you can't run away from them as your family.
Fair enough.
Do a little you can do, but with communication. This is my ability now. This is what I earn. I have to look after this. Even though I know I pay your school fees before, I might not be able to pay full now. I can give you half.
I can't give at all.
Well, if you can't give at all, explain you can't give at all now. Next time, I will give a little when I have the means. They will understand. But if you cut away from them, there will be a problem. So we must be able.
In the eyes of God, what is your proper responsibility as a groom now? What does God expect from
your family first?
Which is your
immediate family,
your wife,
and your children first. Every other thing is secondary.
If it's remaining,
but where I am now standing now is, if I have 4 things to share with the family, and I know I've been doing for my family, or let's say the in-laws before, I would prefer to use 3 for my family and give 1 to them. To balance it up. 75% to my family 25. And 25 to them. To make even.
Fair issue.
So that we are not going to be a bad people in front of them. And that is the fair play I see. I'm not going to say 50-50. But I will still try and understand from the angle they are coming. Otherwise, they will see you as being wicked and not responsible. I'm telling you, that is the truth. That's the way they will see you. No, if you don't.
God is hypothetical.
God is asking for 10%.
It's hypothetical.
It all depends on what you
have.
It depends on what you have and your ability to help the family. But you can't run away from the family, the in-laws. And your own family, you can't.
Yeah, because you have family responsibility.
Because when things goes wrong, your family will be there for you. When things goes wrong,
family is still family.
Your in-laws, they will be there for you and your spouse.
Okay, Victoria. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you once again, Victoria. What has your experience been with in-laws? Are you the lucky
Honestly,
daughter-in-law?
yes, because again, I would not like to use my own marriage as a yardstick, because my parent in-laws have known me before I was born, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of their daughter.
So they give birth to you into their
So
hands.
basically, I'm so sure they were at my naming ceremony. I'm
Oh
almost
my goodness.
Really?
because my mom and my husband's dad met at First Bank back then in the days before we were born. So even before,
Oh, they
I think it was just my big brother that had been born then. So like they were friends before we were born. So we were born into their friendship. So they used to joke when we were dating, myself and my husband, when we were dating. My father-in-law saying to us that whatever comes out of our relationship, their relationship will still stand. So I think that kind of helps, because my mother-in-law just takes me as a daughter. She's seen me grow up anyway, so I'm just a daughter. So it does help. So I think that helps. And also, I look at her and say, what would I love to do for my mom? Because if I'm at her house, if I was in my mom's house, what would I do if I'm there? I just do the same. Like, if she's treating me as a daughter, I should treat her as my mom. It makes it easy, because again, if my husband is the most important person to me in the world, how should I treat his mom? If a woman raised the man of my dreams, I should treat her right. It's only right that if I'm at her house, I should know what she likes and do it for her. I'm not slaving. I'm loving my mom, because she's basically my mom.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
That's how
So
it
I
should
think
be.
that's how I see it. And when we got married, then my grandparents had passed away. So my husband had his grandmom. So I say, there's only one grandma we have. We share we share our grandmom. So I think again, that's what I'm saying. I'm not the yardstick, because some people met their partners, parents, maybe out of negative circumstances, and maybe they don't like each other. So I'm not really the yardstick. So maybe I was really lucky that way, that I'm their daughter.
you're
So
lucky
yeah,
now.
I'm their daughter. They won't tell me they can't even tell you the story of your own life, because they saw you grow up basically. So maybe I'm not the yardstick. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Oh, so this is not what I was hoping to hear.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not saying that always. There'll be times I'll have offended my mother-in-law, and thankfully my mother-in-law is blunt enough to tell me that like she'll literally say it, maybe not in the moment, but later she'll speak up. I love that about my husband's family. They are all blunt.
They're blonde.
Oh yeah, they're blunt. They'll tell you. They'll tell you.
Exactly.
And I think it's better when you're being told.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what you're doing wrong or what you're doing right. And if you do good stuff as well, they will thank you. They will thank you. So again, going out of your way, if I want to do something nice for my own family, I want to do the same for my partner's family. I want to make sure that they are loved, again, by what you can afford to do. And sometimes it's not money, sometimes it's your presence, sometimes it's the calls. I might not even call them as much as they want. I should work on that better. But there are other ways to show love as well. So treat them, allow that understanding, pray for them as well. It's not that we'll always all be reasonable, we'll never fight. You would have issues, but we'll resolve
That cultural
it.
thing that everyone have mentioned.
Oh, sorry, it missed my generation. It's missed my generation. I used to hear, because there's one of my aunties, my uncle's wife, that used to call me Auntie Victoria. I'm like, no, ma, you're old. I don't get it. I don't get it. But my daddy has explained to me the whole history. But by the time my generation, my husband only has one younger sister. And I'm sure if I call her auntie, she'll just look at me like, are you okay? Nah, she'll probably look at me like, are you okay? So again, I've known her all my life as well. We went to the same primary and secondary school. So like, we've always called each other first names. She wouldn't even call me auntie either, and I'm older than her, because we just call each other first names. So dynamics of our generation is different.
Right.
I think in mommy and daddy's generation, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
You had to.
You had
That's your way of showing that you have loved this family, you're submitting to this family. Because like you said in the beginning of this episode, when in our culture back home, you're not just marrying the person, you are marrying the family. And I still see it that way even now. I see that I've married into the family. I've taken their name. I used to joke with my husband. I said, I've given my father's name for your name. So yeah. So I'm your priority. You've taken me from my father's house.
Okay. Thank you for that. Let me come back to you, mommy, now.
Okay.
I'm thinking that because the mother-in-law and the wife are both women, there's an element of jealousy
yeah,
in terms of
rivalry. You want to snatch my son?
Thank you very much.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like it.
This is a child that I had in my tummy for,
I like
and
this
I
question.
watched grow up. I've spent, if you married at 30, I've spent 30 years watching over him, and now you want to just
Take him.
take him, and I won't see him until you say so, or until you allow me into your house to get.
Yeah.
I'm now asking that, but as a mother yourself too.
You took someone else's son.
Exactly. So it didn't start from you. So why should that just should have been cut off along the hierarchy somewhere so that you can say, I mean, why is it still a thing right now in this year?
What can I say?
Wow.
Well, from my own experience anyway, all these our children. One of them used to say, you love this one more than this. It's not really so, but when one is outspoken, it will look as if that's the one you love more. When one is quiet, when you don't speak out, how will I know what you want? But the one that speaks out, that's the one you will know. Okay,
Gets attention.
Exactly. So this, in the same way, in their marriage, the one that speaks out is closer, and then the wife will be say, my mommy ni. Whatever mommy says is the final. Because I could recollect one day when my son came to me, one of them just came to me that, mommy, Shebi, you've nursed me for over 30 years. Do you think my wife that just came in will snatch you away from me or this or this? I just, there was no quarrel, but I think he just observed certain things, I said, there's no problem now. Shebi, you are just starting your own journey. Me, I've reached my bus stop. No problem. The Lord will help us. So this jealousy or rivalry, it is natural. Because the way you now be talking to your son, it's not going to be the same the way you were interacting before they got married.
Oh, wow.
It's natural.
So would you rather he doesn't get married than I stay in your house till he's...
No. That, I don't pray that my children, they should marry and then have their own homes. But then the love that binds us together.
You have a love from your husband, don't you?
I have for my husband, I have for my children, I have for every one of them now.
Actually, this is fun to
And I don't want it to reduce.
You don't want it to reduce.
I don't want it to Tayo.
See?
To be specific, Tayo, when Tayo wanted to marry, Tayo came to me, Mommy, you don't want to detach. He said it because we were so close.
Give me a red card.
Anything,
Time up.
I will call Tayo, yeah, do this. When he now told me, Mommy, you don't want to detach. I thought of it. I said, wow.
And that's the truth.
Ultimatum.
Shocking. So I said,
Wow.
okay, what can I do now? The best thing is, now those messages that I used to send him, let me just call the wife. Oh yeah, Olade, do this for me.
I like that.
Oh yeah,
angle.
do this for me. So I started using the two of them. So that one just solved my problem. It was a shock when he told me, Mommy, you don't want to detach. I said, wow. So it means you are going.
It should not go, really.
Honestly, I like the fact that first that he spoke up
Yeah,
to
so-
address, because some other people be fighting their wife. He saw it himself that, oh, my mom is so attached to me, and he was honest. And I also like the fact that she said, you know what, instead of being attached to just him,
Let me
let
just
me just accept that
That's
they are
what
both
I'm
my
saying.
children.
I use the two of them. Oh yeah, type this thing for me.
Yeah.
If I want to buy ticket, oh yeah, Lola, they buy the tickets.
That makes it balanced,
so I don't have any problem with them.
because the wife, so
Then again, you know what? Because I so much love that family. Oh, that's Lolade's family. The father took Tayo as his first son. Daddy will say, Tayo, come. Which shoe can I wear? Is this dress? Is it okay? That's the way they operate.
It's really good.
so
And
you
I
are
saw-
reciprocating
So
the same.
I so love that one, and I do the same thing. Lolade, come.
Mommy,
Is
why
this
did
one
you not
okay?
think that it was that Lolade that told your son to go and tell your mother
No,
that
no,
she's
no,
too
no.
attached to? Tell her to warn herself. Tell her to stay on her lane. Why did that occur to you?
Lolade, she can't talk much now.
But you were not. You are
not in the
house now.
I
You don't know if your matter
she's
caused
not
fight
like that.
in between them already.
No, she's not like that at all.
I think you just like her.
All. I like her. Yeah, I like her.
So if
I love her.
If another person that you don't like as much as Lolade, for instance, if it's another son that came to tell you,
If it's another one, I will think twice. Maybe this one is the one that said you should not talk to me like that. There's another thing I want to share. I don't want this one to be recorded.
Okay, we'll talk about it after the recording.
Okay.
After the recording.
That's
But
fine.
fantastic perspective. I mean, it's just a natural thing that we've seen over the years.
That is it.
How
Please, can I add something to
Please
what
go
Mommy
ahead.
said? I like what she said about she then asking a son and his wife to do stuff. Because if my parents-in-laws, are trying to reach my husband, they'll just call me. They'll just call me. I think it now gets worse if the partner as well is not responsive to the parents. Then it will now be like, oh, we've lost our child. But if the partner can love the parents and actually, give them a listening ear, they'll be like, okay, let's even ignore that boy and let's just focus on the babe because our son, oh God, but it does help. And even with money stuff.
Yeah.
So that instead of calling,
So now that you've mentioned money, now let's not talk about money.
Uh-oh.
Daddy was the first to talk about that part.
Yeah.
Should it be a secret? As a man, you are giving to your family. Should it be, so I grew up in Nigeria. I've seen these things, I've seen movies, I've seen it happen practically. If, as you are now, if your family people have come to visit, naturally it is deemed that your wife is unhappy because she knows that they will not go back empty-handed. If as at that morning she's asking for some money and you have said, wait for me for next week, she knows that these people that have come, they will definitely go with something out of the no money. If this man will still give them something. So her face already up. She's already unhappy that they are around, for instance. So, and then if you don't want to give them, at least for transport, you let your wife disappear, or as you are seeing them off, you just squeeze things into their hands, or you do things so that you don't want your wife to see that you are blessing them. Is it, this is what I've known generations ahead of us to be. Is it more?
It's true. Okay, from my own experience, you know what? At the early stage of our marriage, anytime we want to give something to our in-law, we do it together. And most importantly, my husband may give me money to give to my in-law, the wife. Now that's the wife to my to his own senior brother. Okay. But the woman, she sometimes feels it's not right. I'm not supposed to be the one to give her.
It should be.
It should be my husband. So I felt bad the first time that it happened. So subsequently, I don't give her money again, right? Okay. And maybe they will know that the two of us will do it together. Whatever we want to give, we just either we are buying jams, if we are traveling to them in Lagos, buy things, and any money that my husband wants to give, I don't even look at I don't.
Oh, because she does not like that.
She doesn't like me giving the money. She feels that it's my husband that is supposed.
That's another.
But they're both wives in that family.
So yes, we are both wives.
So she wants.
She should be blessed
big daddy.
by her
but
husband.
we didn't think it that way. We are just doing things together. That okay. How much do we give? Then I will just.
So circumstances can make it differ.
So since I got that message, I said, okay, no problem. My husband can give.
Oh wow,
it's okay.
So the secrecy in giving to family,
but we don't hide anything away anyway. We give.
I think we are lucky. We are lucky to be men.
So if
I mean, I hope you are clapping. A man rather.
Because all this issue of this in-laws, this and that.
Yeah, I think men
we take it so lightly. And when you see even the idea of men, coming to the to the children's houses, men, we don't even get more involved.
It's true.
It's the women. Correct. And maybe that is why the burden or the problem is less for women than for the
Oh,
women.
like taking
That's
care of the
fine.
newborn.
Taking care of the
Yeah.
newborn, going to, all this and that. It is, I know, I appreciate it. It's the intimacy. It's the bond between women and the children is very, very difficult to cut. Women, the bond
I get
is
that.
a bit fragile.
Is it?
Of course it is.
Think of your daughter if she's
I
going.
know.
How you
Yeah,
feel?
but the day you are
I
handing
know.
out over in marriage,
When
you will
it comes
feel
to-
it.
We will feel it.
So that this is
We
going.
will feel it. We will definitely feel it. But the relationship between women is more because they look after the children more than
More than
women.
us.
We only provide most of the time. But the real getting involved is the women. And that is why later in life, they feel more impact of this in-lawship. Yeah. Of course, when men, the expectation of men might be a bit low from that of the women, even from their own children. Like for me, to be honest, I want to do more for my mom than to do for my dad.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I will want to.
Really?
I know some, especially ladies, they will want to do more for their dad.
Oh.
It's common to ladies. They want to do more for their dad. So in terms of in-laws, the same thing happens. The same thing usually comes to mind. You want to recognize, you want to do more for your mother-in-law than for your father-in-law. Probably you think, well, the bond, the relationship, the way
Just
they
bribing
have
her to
taken-
give you peace
bribing
in your
to-
husband's life.
Maybe because the more you familiarize yourself with your mother-in-law,
Less trouble.
the less trouble you have in the house.
That is
So that is the angle I look at. And at any rate, we should look after both of them, the father and the mother, the in-laws. We should look after them. So also your own family. We can't neglect them. So that's my own angle to it.
Thank you very much.
And I would say, I think some of the building relationship with your in-laws does not start when you've gotten married. It starts from the courtship.
Yeah.
What if they don't like you in your first appearance, though?
Then
Don't go
maybe-
into it.
Yes, I'm going to say that. You know,
Go into it.
They might like you later.
like me first.
It's a
Don't-
dangerous
if we're not
move.
excited about being married, taking
It
me to
may
your
just
family.
be your blouse that they don't just like. on
Yeah,
the
no,
bed.
but that's just one day. But if you don't like me, 1 year we're dating, 2 years we're dating. We need to sit down and address the issues or
Yeah.
not do this. I don't want to be married into a family where they don't like me.
But you can marry the husband and travel abroad overseas.
Unfortunately, when I have the baby, I still want my husband's mom to come. Unfortunately, if they don't like you, yeah. I like the way that you just answered. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't just go in.
Because I remember my parents saying, because my parents had a particular situation when we were going to get married. I think my dad's father-in-law, so my mom's dad wasn't welcome into their relationship. They took a while. They had to make him come around. So my dad usually advises that make sure the parents actually subscribe to this relationship. Let them accept this relationship. Don't go and elope.
Genuinely.
Yes, you will come back to it. You will come back to it. Let your parents.
Sorry to.
If it means bringing someone that your parents will listen to better than you, to make them see that this relationship is good, if you can't convince them by yourself. But don't marry family that does not like you.
Let me come to you for something about money now with the in-laws.
Okay.
I seem to recollect that you have your spreadsheet with your husband together.
They are on the spreadsheet.
Are you kidding me?
No.
So you see the exact things that goes to your in-laws.
Oh yeah.
If there are times that you need to give them something.
Or maybe
It's
I'm
not
even the
easy.
one that forwarded it
Oh, from your own account.
from the joint account.
Oh well, but so they can actually know that the money
Okay,
has come
let's
from our
say let's say no, it won't come from me. They will see my husband's name as well. It will come from us. Like mommy was saying that they used to do it together. That's how. Are you going to erase the account
wife.
number
If
that
somebody
came?
wants to
It
make
came
a
through.
request. Will they make a request to your husband privately? Can we have?
Nah, not really. They'll probably ask me. For example, good
Wow.
example. Let's say we were going to have an event. standard monthly money is there, right? That you've put on direct debit safe. So you actually don't have to be sending it. It's already going direct debit. You've done that. Why are you laughing? But let's say you have an event, a family event, and you all have to contribute for maybe something big or maybe a situation, a financial situation. I would get to know. I remember we had one family event when was it last year, and then my husband was already told what he was meant to do. Yeah, he just forgot. My sister-in-law just called me because I was gonna answer quicker generally. Do you understand? So they will let me know. I'll be kept in the loop. And the same way, I think my family will probably even ask Daniel before they ask me, or they ask me and they know that he knows. It will probably be the one that they'll get the money from anyway. Again, our generation is different.
So let me ask mommy. So would you be happy to get? Let's not talk about the one that you like now. Let's talk about the other ones. You like more. You like every one of them actually, but your most preferred. The other ones, would you be happy if they were to know that their husbands give you something? Would you want to be? I'm not asking that question. I do understand that question. I'm trying to ask. Like, would you like them to be in your business? Kind of,
You mean my children?
No, the daughters.
Your daughter-in-law.
Oh, my daughter. Well,
would you not feel a little bit reduced if you know that she's part of that conversation that has sent things to you or brought money to you, when you're not actually in the best terms?
To the best of my knowledge, what our children give us, I think they're in the picture.
All right.
Yeah, they are.
That's fine.
They're in the picture. Because, okay, like Sheyi and Tola, Sheyi is even the...
we don't know who these names are.
Viewers, we don't my names. No problem. I don't have anything secret. That's why I'm mentioning names. Sheyi is the treasurer. She's the everything. So whatever goes out of the husband's account, she's the one dishing the money out.
And that makes you comfortable, right? You don't feel like your son has lost power?
No. Because at least my own... the responsibility that he needs to do for us, he's doing it. So
that's
I
the important thing.
What the way they do their life, up to them.
Honestly, I think we should
I'm not cut off. So you understand? Yes. I'm not cut off. They are doing what they are supposed to do. So, and I appreciate that.
I think
I always don't dictate to them what I want. I told them, don't give me gifts, ask me what I want.
Yeah.
And then
so you don't buy what is useless.
She said, "Oh, mommy, I like that." It's true now.
You just throw it in the house.
Buy something for me that I don't need.
Don't need.
I won't appreciate it now.
True.
So instead, give me money. I'll go and buy what
nothing
I
like open communication.
That's me. I don't.
So or else you get gifts. They've spent so much money, but it's not appreciated.
So that is it. I always tell them. And
I think that if we stay another 5 hours, we'll just keep going on this matter. It's been really, 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 really enlightening, informative, educating, eye-opening, full of experience, very practical, very, very, very practical so far. I think major key takeaways for me is that I think that we should let ourselves know as married people, as couples, whether intending or already married, that you've got to have a level of maturity in each individual, right? And in some intentionality to say that this marriage is going to have to work. Everybody has shared different examples of how things have worked out, but the thing is, they are all working out. Whether through on the spreadsheet or just mental calculation together, trust is very, very important, and communication as well. Whatever, if it's a good situation, if it's a bad situation, it just needs to be spoken about, and then both parties can feel better, and then they can even know what it is that needs to be done next. I really appreciate the time and the presence of our elders in this panel today. I'm not taking away that Victoria has been there for a while, but I'm really happy. I've learned a lot. I hope you viewers too have learned a lot and taking notes already. So on this note is where we now draw the curtain of this our navigating marriage. We can't really do the full justice that can be done on marriage. It's continuous, but so far it's been really interesting. Thank you, Mrs. Olajumoke Borishade for coming on the panel today. Thank you, Mr. Ashitu Adeyera, and thank you, Mrs. Victoria Adeyemi. It's been wonderful having you for this past
Thank
time.
you.
I've enjoyed myself thoroughly, and I'm sure you at home as well too. You have enjoyed yourself. This is Olugbenga Ogunleye signing out. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We appreciate you joining us today. We hope you have learned something and have been blessed. Don't forget to visit us if you are in the Birmingham area in the UK at 5 Matching Road, Eddington, B236DR. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and on YouTube. Search Foursquare Gospel Church Birmingham on your search engine and you will find us. If you are not around us, please find a Bible-believing church and connect with God. Remember, we would love to hear from you. Send us a DM on our Instagram page at trf.podcast. Have a wonderful rest of the week. God bless you.